morning, students. In the last video lecture, we have completed economics, meaning of demand and factors affecting demand. Now today I am going to start next topic, that is law of demand. Law of demand. Now what is law of demand? Law of demand states that whenever price of any particular commodity increases, its demand falls down, or within bracket I am writing contract. On the other hand, then reverse of that, on the other hand, when price of any particular commodity decreases, its demand rises, means expands. Other things or other factors remaining constant. This is the definition of law of demand. Law of demand states that, in short, somewhere I am using short method for writing so that I can complete this chapter in this second lecture. The law of demand states that whenever price of any particular commodity increases, as a result, its demand falls down, means its demand contracts. And on the other hand, vice versa of that, means whenever price of any particular commodity starts decreasing, its demand starts rising, means expands. Other things remaining constant. Here other things means we have already done that there are two factors which may affect demand. One is main factor and other is other factors. In main factor only price is there, and in other factors price of related goods, income of the consumer, taste, habits and preference of the consumer, then population, means demographic profile, then expectation of change in price in near future. These are other things or other factors. So when we are discussing about law of demand, during that moment we have to assume that there is no change in other factors. When there is no change in other factors, at that moment, when price increases, then how demand responds, how demand reacts, that we are discussing. When price changes, either increasing or decreasing, during that moment, how demand reacts or respond, that is called law of demand. And how demand reacts, we all know, when price increases, demand falls down. When price decreases, demand starts rising. It means there is negative relation. There is negative relation between price and demand. There is negative or inverse or indirect relation. Then we have scheduled, for example, price and demand. For example, price is 5 rupees. At this price, demand for a particular unit is 50 kg. of 50 units. When price increases from 5 rupees to 6 rupees, demand starts decreasing from 50 kg to 40 kg. In this way, we can prepare a schedule. Means we have to establish negative relation between price and demand. Price may either increasing in increasing order or in decreasing order, but we have to establish negative relation. So after that, we have to explain the schedule. For example, if price of a particular commodity is 5 rupees per unit, at this price, all consumers are demanding 50 kg. But when price increases from 5 rupees to 6 rupees, demand starts decreasing. It shows that there is negative relation between price and demand. And then after schedule, you have to prepare a diagram. Right now, this diagram shows that first x-axis represents demand and y-axis represents price. First point, x-axis shows demand or represents demand, y-axis represents price. Now at OP price, demand is OQ. Demand is OQ. Means at this price, all consumers are purchasing this quantity. Means OQ. Now, when price increases, suppose price increases from OP to OP1, this is increase in price. When price increases, as a result, demand contracts. Demand contracts. Q1. Now join increased price and decreased demand. Similarly, when price decreases from OP to OP2, suppose this P2, this is called decreasing price. And according to law, we all know that whenever price decreases, as a result, demand expands. Q2. As a result, what happens? Demand curve is sloping downward from left direction to right direction. And why demand curve is sloping downward? Simple reason is there is negative relation between price and demand. So whenever there is negative relation, not only between price and demand, between any two variables. Whenever there is negative relation between any two variables, curve is always sloping downward. So in our topic, there is negative relation between price and demand. That's why demand curve is sloping downward. So 1 mark question: why demand curve is sloping downward? It means there is negative relation between price and demand. That's why demand curve is sloping downward. Once again, original price is OP and original demand is OQ. Means at OP price, demand is OQ. But when price increases from OP to OP1, as a result, demand decreases from OQ to OQ1. And then I have joined the line. Similarly, when price decreases from OP to OP2, as a result, demand starts increasing, means expanding. As a result, now after that, you have to join OP2 and OQ2. As a result, demand curve is sloping downward. Now, assumptions in the same topic. Now, what is assumptions? These assumptions we have already specified in this definition, where other things remaining constant, means we are assuming that when other things remaining constant, means we are assuming That's why this part is called assumption. Now what we are assuming while we are establishing relation between price and demand, we are assuming that first point, there is no change in price of other factors. There is no change in price of related goods. Related goods. Second, there is no change in income of consumer. Income of consumers. Third, there is no change in price in near future. There is no change in taste, habits, or preference of consumers. And fifth, there is no change in demographic profile. So these are assumptions. There is no change in the price of related goods, or in other words we can say price of related goods remain constant. Second point, there is no change in income of consumer, or in other words income of consumer remain constant. Third point, there is no change in price of particular commodity in near future, or we can say price remain constant in near future. Fourth point, there is no change in taste, habits and preference of consumers, or in other words taste, habits, preference of consumers for any particular commodity remains same, means does not change, means constant. Last point, there is no change in demographic profile. So these are assumptions. Now definition of law of demand is completed. Once again it states that whenever price of any particular commodity increases, its demand contracts, or whenever price decreases, its demand expands, other factors remaining constant. But practically it is not always possible. Some goods are such on which this relation is not applicable. Such type of goods are called exceptions to the law of demand. Now what are the exceptions to the law of demand? Exceptions to the law of demand. First of all, meaning of exceptions regarding law of demand means some goods are such, means nature of some goods are such on which law of demand is not applicable. Law of demand means, once again, price increases, demand contracts, or when price decreases, demand expands, means negative relation. So this negative relation is not applicable on such type of goods. That's why such type of goods are called exceptions to the law of demand. For example, first one, very costly goods. It is also called prestigious goods. Second one is essential goods. Essential goods or low price goods. And third one is inferior goods or low quality goods. First one is very costly goods, means very precious goods or very prestigious goods. Essential goods are generally of low price. There is difference between low price and low quality. Both are different terms. Low price means where we are spending a negligible proportion of our income. That is called low price goods, and such goods are generally essential goods. Inferior goods means low quality goods. On these three types of goods, law of demand is not applicable. For example, first, prestigious goods or very costly goods. In case of, for example, examples of prestigious goods: costly mobile, costly car, diamond, very costly carpets or antique pieces. These are very costly. That's why whenever price of any prestigious goods increases, whenever price of any prestigious goods, for example, whenever price of any costly mobile increases, its demand does not decrease. On the contrary, its demand starts rising. Now, who is rising demand? A particular class of society, means rich persons. Rich persons, in order to establish their image, in order to show their prestige, when price of costly goods increases, they start increasing demand, or we can say they start purchasing those commodities in order to maintain their prestige or image in the society. Means here, negative relation between price and demand cannot be maintained in case of prestigious goods. That's why we can say that law of demand is not applicable in case of prestigious goods or very costly goods. Now, second point, low price goods. For example, essential goods is also written. It means I am taking the example of salt. This is the best example for essential goods or low price goods. Now, in case of salt, again law of demand is not applicable. Even price increases or decreases, there is no impact on demand. On demand means demand will, the quantity purchased by consumers, quantity means quantity of goods, salt. Quantity of salt purchased by a particular consumer, that will not change. Whether price increases or decreases, means increase in price or decrease in price has no effect, no impact on the demand. It means law of demand is not applicable, because whether price increases or decreases, consumer will purchase the same quantity which they are using for a particular month. They will purchase the same quantity. That's why law of demand is not applicable in case of low price goods. Now, third one is inferior goods or low quality goods. For example, bajra flour. Now, in case of prestigious goods, we have taken the example of rich person or rich class of society. Now, in case of low quality goods, we will take the example of poor section. Now, assume that if price of bajra flour reduced. Now, according to law of demand, whenever price reduces, its demand starts increasing. But in case of bajra flour, because we are taking bajra flour as an inferior goods, as low quality goods, so whenever price of bajra flour reduces, poor section will not increase the demand. They will purchase the same quantity of bajra flour at less price, less amount, with less amount, and for remaining amount, they will utilize those remaining amount for purchasing better quality of goods. For example, they will utilize that amount, that saved amount, for wheat flour. For wheat, for example, earlier 1 kg of bajra flour is of 50 rupees per kg. 1 kg of bajra flour is 50 rupees per kg. Now, price of bajra flour will reduce from 50 rupees to 30 rupees per kg. Poor section, suppose an individual is purchasing 1 kg only. So they will utilize this 30 rupees in order to purchase 1 kg of bajra flour. And remaining 20 rupees, they will utilize that 20 rupees for purchasing wheat flour. They will not increase the demand of bajra flour. Even price decreases, but then also they will not increase the demand of bajra flour. Instead of that, they try to use any other superior goods as compared to bajra flour. But demand for bajra flour will not increase, even their price decreases. It means law of demand is not applicable in case of low quality goods. So exceptions to the law of demand is completed. Next topic is expansion and contraction of demand and increase and decrease in demand. Yes, sir. The total 2 topics we have completed so far. First one is meaning of demand and factors affecting demand, and today we have completed second topic, law of demand, its assumptions and exceptions. Now third topic, is expansion and contraction. Expansion and contraction. Expansion of demand and contraction of demand. Now in short, I am explaining about expansion and contraction demand. Expansion and contraction demand. Definition for both altogether. Changes in demand. Changes means both expansion and contraction. So changes in demand. Changes in demand due to changes in price. Changes in price means, again we have 2 reasons which may affect demand. One is main factor and other is other factors. Main factor is price. So here we are explaining about main factor, means price. So when demand changes due to change in price, then it is called expansion and contraction of demand. This combined definition. Now separate definition for expansion of demand. When demand rises due to decrease in price, because we all know that there is negative relation between price and demand. So we are establishing negative relation between price and demand. So when price decreases and as a result demand starts rising or expands, is called expansion of demand. Is called expansion of demand. Now contraction of demand, opposite of that, when demand falls down due to increase in price, is called contraction of demand. It's called contraction of demand. So whenever demand decreases, whenever falls down means decreases due to increase in price, then it is called contraction of demand. And whenever demand rises due to decrease in price, is called expansion of demand. Now second point, in both expansion and contraction of demand, price plays a vital role, means important role, because when price reacts, when price increases or decreases, and against that when demand starts responding, that responding activities is called either expansion or contraction. Either expansion or contraction. It means price is the main factor regarding expansion and contraction. So price is the main factor. This is common point for both expansion and contraction. I am not bringing difference between expansion and contraction. I am just explaining expansion and contraction in two parts. Third one is on the basis of diagram. Now we can very easily explain this diagram that X represents demand and y-axis represents price. At OP price, demand is OQ. Now we have to show expansion of demand in diagram, and expansion of demand means when price decreases. When price decreases, as a result, whenever price decreases, demand will expand. Earlier, our equilibrium point is here. This is called E, point E. When price is OP, when price was OP and demand was OQ, at that time our point was E, equilibrium point. But when price decreases, as a result, demand expands from OQ to OQ1. Curve, demand curve remains same, sloping downward. Only point moves from E to E1. Means point moves downward to the right. So in case of expansion of demand, equilibrium point moves downward to the right, from E to E1. Curve remains same, only point moves on the same curve. Curve remains same. Once again, curve will not shift either upward or downward. Curve remains same. on the same curve, point moves downward in case of expansion. Now in case of contraction, the contraction means demand contracts. So whenever price increases, demand contracts. Earlier clear point was E, but now it's shifted to E1. You can see earlier, once again I am explaining diagram. OP is the price. At this price, we are assuming that our total quantity, this total quantity purchased by consumer is OQ. But now price increases of that particular commodity. As a result, what happens? Demand will decrease, means contracts. Here demand decreases, means contracts. Our demand curve remains same. Why demand curve remains same? Because we all know that whenever there is negative relation between price and demand curve is sloping downward. So that's why earlier demand, when price increases or here price decreases, demand is responding in a negative way, in opposite way. That's why demand curve remains same. So here in case of contraction of demand, when price increases, as a result demand starts falling down, means contracts. That's why, since it is establishing negative relation between price and demand, that's why demand curve remains same. Only equilibrium point moves upward from E to E1. This is called expansion and contraction. Now next topic is increase in demand. Increase in demand and decrease in demand. Decrease in demand. Now here first increase and second decrease in demand. Now in case of increase in demand and decrease in demand, combined definition. Whenever demand changes due to other factors, not due to price. In case of expansion and contraction, price is the main factor. Price plays a vital role. Price changes, but in case of increase in and decrease in demand, price does not change. Price remains constant. But due to other factors, when demand increases or decreases, then it is called increase in demand, decrease in demand. Now first one is increase in demand. In short, I am writing, when demand increases due to other factors other than price. Other than price means price has no role here. Price does not change. Price remains constant. So whenever demand increases due to other factors other than price is called increase in demand. Similarly, decrease in demand, almost same definition. When demand decreases due to other factors other than price is called decrease in demand. First point. Second here, other factors like income of consumer, taste, habits, preference of consumer, plays a vital role. Same for decreasing demand, or you can add one more point here, that third point, price remain constant. Price remain constant for both for increasing demand and decreasing demand. Price remain constant means price does not change. Price remain constant or price does not change. And fourth point, on the basis of diagram. Diagram is like this: X, Y, P, O, Q. This is our original demand curve. DD. When price is OP, demand is OQ. At this price, demand is OQ. That's why, since there is negative relation between price and demand, demand curve is sloping downward, and this is called equilibrium point, E. Now, in case of increase in demand, price remains same. Price remains same, OP. But due to some other factors like income of consumer or taste, habits, preference of consumers, or price of related goods like substitute goods or complementary goods, demand starts increasing. Q1. Price remains same, but demand increases here. Then we have to join this OP with this changed demand. And as a result, what happens? Demand curve will shift upward. This is called upward direction, not downward, upward. As a result, new demand curve will be comes here, new demand curve comes here, D1, D1. And D1, D1 is the new demand curve, and E1 is the new equilibrium point. Earlier, equilibrium point was E, but now due to increase in demand, equilibrium point is also shifted from E to E1. So in case of increase in demand, demand curve will shifted upward to the right, upward to the right. Or in case of decrease in demand, now suppose price remains same. Earlier our demand curve is like this. Now price remains same, but due to other factors, demand starts decreasing. For example, from OQ to OQ1. Now join this line. Price remains same. As a result, new demand curve will be drawn. Earlier D was the demand curve, but now D1 was the new demand curve. So in case of decrease in demand, demand curve shift downward to the left. This is called upward to the right. Upward to the right. Or in case of decrease in demand, demand curve shift downward to the left. Downward to the left. So expansion and contraction happens due to changing price, and increase in demand and decrease in demand happens due to other factors, not due to price, due to other factors. Next topic is only 5 minutes. Try to complete your topic till here. So only one topic. Now expansion and contraction demand is completed, and then increase in demand and decrease in demand is completed. Now I am trying to complete 2 short topics. Then in the next lecture I will try to complete elasticity of demand, and after that this chapter will be over. Now one term is income effect. Two terms are given. Substitution effect. Now first one is income effect. Now what is income effect? Regarding demand, income effect does not mean the regular income of consumer. Here income effect is related with purchasing power. Purchasing power of the consumer. Now purchasing power is also known as real income. Means monetary income is different and real income is different. Monetary income is income earned by consumer, whatever income they are earning, that is called monetary income. And real income is purchasing power. Purchasing power here means at a particular price, how much they are able to purchase that particular quantity. That is called purchasing power. So here we have to explain about the purchasing power or real income of the consumer. How real income increases or decreases against price. That I am going to explain about this. So whenever price of any particular commodity increases, it means that commodity becomes expensive one. And when such commodity becomes expensive, costly, then what happens? Many consumers, especially those who are poor or low income group, they are not able to purchase such goods, means their purchasing power decreases. Purchasing power decreases. Purchasing power decreases means they cannot afford to purchase that goods with increased price. So their purchasing power decreases. As a result, what happens? Demand also decreases. So whenever price of any particular commodity increases, it becomes expensive, and when it becomes expensive, then many consumers are not able to purchase those particular goods, and many existing consumers will purchase reduced amount, means will purchase less quantity of goods. Either they will purchase less quantity of goods or they will leave to purchase those goods. Poor section will leave to purchase those goods and middle class will purchase less quantity of goods. Means in both cases demand decreases. Means purchasing power of consumers decreases. And when purchasing power decreases, in other words, you can say real income of the consumer decreases. Real income of consumers decreases. And when purchasing power or real income of consumer decreases, demand for that particular commodity also decreases. It means there is negative relation. There is negative relation between price and real income. Real income, once again, purchasing power. In this topic, I have not discussed about the monetary income of the consumer. In this topic, we are discussing only about when price increases or decreases, how consumers will react. So whenever price increases, it becomes expensive. As a result, purchasing power of all consumers, almost all consumers, will reduces. Some consumers, especially those who are very poor, they will leave to purchase those goods, and those who are earning more than them, they will purchase less quantity of goods. But in both cases, demand will decrease. means their purchasing power, their real income reduces. Now, substitution effect, second point. We all know what is substitute goods. I have already explained in previous lectures. Substitute goods are those goods which can be used in place of other. Again, I am taking the same example, Pepsi and Coke. And in that topic, we have explained we have taken the price of Pepsi and demand of Coke. In short, I am telling you, when price of Pepsi increases, it becomes expensive and many consumers will shift themselves to the consumption of Coke. As a result, demand of Coke increases. When price of Pepsi increases, at the same time demand of Coke also increases. This is called substitute goods. But what is substitution effect? Topic is almost similar, but in case of substitution effect, we have to explain the price and demand of the same commodity, means Pepsi. But how? When price of Pepsi increases, price of Pepsi increases, when price of Pepsi increases, its demand means we have to explain price and demand of the same commodity, Pepsi, not Coke. When price of Pepsi increases, demand of Pepsi decreases means contracts. Demand of Pepsi contracts. But why it contracts? Why it decreases? Due to Pepsi have substitution effect, means Pepsi have substitute. It has lots of substitute. Instead of Pepsi, we can purchase Coke, Dew, Sprite. Lots of substitute goods are there. That's why this law of demand is applicable in case of Pepsi. So whenever any commodity has various substitutes, in that case, law of demand is applicable on each and every particular goods. Means whenever price of Pepsi increases, its demand decreases. Decrease means contracts. Reason, consumer will shift themselves to the consumption of other substitute goods. That's why when price increases, demand of the same commodity decreases. This is called substitution effect. So in case of substitution effect, we have to explain the price and demand of the same commodity, of that particular commodity. So here income effect and substitution effect is over. Only one topic is left, elasticity of demand. Now any doubt you can ask.